Welcome back to another round of fine music. That's right, we've got our quartet today. We start off episode 618 with our fearless first man, Fred Whitlock.
I discovered this jazz fusion band, the Haas Company. And I guess with each album, they bring in a guest musician. And the album that first grabbed me by this group is called 13. It was released in 24, and it features Jerry Goodman, the violinist from Mahavishnu Orchestra, and the Flock. Uh, this is a great jazz fusion rock album. It's run by the group's run by the drummer Steve Haas, and it's got great ensemble together. His group shows up in different places on the cuts. It starts off with the tune "Incident at Country Club," and it's fiery, and you know you're in for a good time when you right off the bat with this tune. It's great interplay between keyboards and vibes and violin. Jerry Goodman just shows off his talent. They give him plenty of room to show off his talent. And the title tune has a great arrangement and great solos. It's solid foundation. The Haas Company. Then I went back and looked at a couple other albums in 2023. They came out with an album called Galactic Tide, Volume 1. And again, the Haas Company brings in a guest star, and this time it's Andy Timmons, a glam rock guitarist. Uh, and with Haas on drums, and the arranger and composer and the mixer of this album is the keyboard player, Pete Drungle, and he does some great solos. And Timmons just takes off wildly and soars loud and fiery. And this is a great jazz rock album. He just paces this album into the atmosphere. And again, the keyboards and the guitar just blend in and rock out. There's a great cut, Tower of Babylon, and it's a great example of the way this group just blasts off and with rock guitar and keyboards and sax. The band is just lights up each other. The guitarist just adds so much to the tunes, and the ensemble just is on fire with him. It shows off their talent and their incredible spirit this band has, and the adventurousness of their playing and who they bring into the group. Then they came out with an album called Celestial Latitude. And this just came out in January of this year. And they bring in a jazz guitarist, Frank Gambale, Gambale. And he is dazzling with his guitar playing as well and brings fusion to new heights. His improvising and playing just shines on this album. The 9 tracks, they're full of energy, and it's just nonstop. And the playing shines off and maintains their great ability to blend in with anyone they bring into the group. It's great connections between all the players, and this is fusion at its best. Then I discovered another guitarist who was actually a skateboard player, a skateboarder. And he got into guitar playing and releasing albums. And in 2023, he came out with an album called Amber of Memory. This is a great album. Solo guitar. He's the only musician on this album. He plays drum machine, synthesizers, keyboards, and guitar. It's kind of a blend of surf rock and uh, ambient music. It works so well. He said in an interview, the idea was to make music that would diminish the dark times we are experiencing. And it lives up to its name, the whole album. It's a quiet flow, great introspection, spective guitar playing. There's a first one is Directions of Possibilities. Another cut is Floating in Shadows. And the title tune just makes the whole album. It's a great flowing album and a beautiful place to be when you're listening to this album. Then it brought me back to his 2021. He put out an album called Road to Knowledge. And this is definitely beach funk surf guitar album. And he just shines. It just takes off. He's got some Afro beat in some of the music, and it's a cruising album. It's an album you'd want to turn up when you're cruising down the boulevard or down the highway. His guitar playing is full of sparks, full of great notes. He's got a keyboard player with him on this album, congas and drums, and the grooves just sail on this album. Then there's Toby Mueller. He's a jazz player, and his new album is called Fragments. And he's composer and arranger, and he plays keyboards and organ and five other instruments on this album. So he's a pretty talented guy, to say the least. Starts off with a great tune called Dueling on Tobacco Road. And what he does on this album is take famous people's songs and then rearranges them and goes off into his own thing with that song. He does Hendrix, he does Elton John, Joni Mitchell, James Taylor, and he takes the beginnings of those tunes and then just goes into his own space with them. And that's why it's called Fragments, because it starts out with these small fragments of a tune you recognize, and then it goes into a whole other space. There's 16 cuts on this album, full of great musicians backing them up, and there's a few vocalists, and it all works together. It's very, these fragments of these well-known songs really inspired him
Oh,
to, and he goes off with his own tunes, transforming them into spaces that just make the album more welcoming to listen
Oh,
to.
Fred, are you familiar with Sex Mob?
No.
Okay, because that's what they do. They're a brass band and
Ah,
they jazzify songs that you know, like
Se
Ripple and James Bond.
they're called Sex
ah,
Mob?
Yeah, they're great. They are great.
ah.
I
oh
saw them
yeah.
back up Laurie Anderson.
Have you heard of the Bad Plus? They do the same thing
Plus?
too. The
Oh,
Oh my
Bad
God.
Plus.
Sex Mob. I found him. Oh, I'm gonna save him.
Yeah.
they're good. They're really good. I saw
Yeah,
them
he
live.
completely changes the song. You don't recognize it anymore after he works with the fragment. It's really good. I'm just going to end with this. This is the outliner. Uh, there's a box set, 3 CD box set that Cherry Red just released. I Want to Be a Teenager Again. It's power pop of the 70s and 80s. And it features well-known groups like the Flamin' Groovies, Cheap Trick, The Knack, 2020, Phil Seymour, Dwight Twilley. But it all, like all their box sets, it gets deep cuts into undiscovered gems of this era. A group called Zero. Of course, the Shoes are in there. They were a great power pop band that just never made it in the late 70s, early 80s. I had a few of their albums. They were a great band. The Windbreakers, and lots of other tunes. The Bangles are in here, the Go-Go's, to show how power pop came into the 80s and it had an influence on groups. This is a great 3 CD box set if you're into power pop rock. The guitar driven pop is great music. There's another box set I reviewed a couple of years ago that came out of the 70s power pop scene. And this one is a great cousin to it. It would be great to have this. It's close to 75 songs on this set,
Jeez.
360 set.
Wow, you've given us some thoughts with a couple of these, and I'm gonna check out the jazz ones and the ambient. I love some ambient.
Right. Stay tuned for more ambiance.